Hey guys, it's me, Meteor, and I'm finally answering the questions at the Q&A. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to have a video here talking about all the main questions you guys asked, and then if I don't answer your guys' questions, I'm going to be having a stream where I do a Q&A on that too. So I'll pretty much be streaming something kind of casual or laid back, and then just answer questions in the meantime. Anyway, I'm using a different headset than I do normally because my sound card's mic port got busted. To be fair, that sound card was one Windows update away from being completely bricked. Such an old thing. Anyway, let's move on to answer our first question a lot of people asked me. Well, maybe not on the Q&A video, but from another video. Was the Kirby lore video a direct response to the Kirby is evil video for MatPat? To be completely fair, he never technically said in the thumbnail or anywhere that Kirby was evil. Sure, it could have been definitely implied, but regardless, um, it was more of like here's how it worked out. Originally, I was planning to let the video go, and just people were doing a good job of disproving him already, so I figured I would just let it go and not mind my own business. Then people started asking me my opinions on the video specifically, and some were even pointing out to me how Kirby is a villain and pointing out why. So I responded to one person about it, about what I thought, and he said, well, maybe you're right, but since we talk so much about the villains of Kirby, we don't really get to know much about Kirby himself, and he kind of forgets sometimes. So I thought about it, and I'm like, maybe he's right. I never really talked about Kirby. I talked about Kirby indirectly in the videos, but never a specific video for him directly. So I went on Twitter, made a poll asking if I should make a video based on Kirby and his personality. 96% said yes. I'm pretty sure that was highly influenced from the video itself as well. But here we are, made the video. I still didn't want to call him out. I didn't want to insult him. I didn't want to do anything negative. I still wanted to make it look like a professional type video that explains information while giving counterpoints. And to be fair, it wasn't just him I heard those points from. When I went on GameFAQs like 10 years ago, people were saying the same things about Kirby. I figured it was a good thing to talk about. And I must say, very happy I handled it that way and I didn't call him out because, once again, positive influence. He appreciated it and even called me out on it. So, hey, there you go. Aside from that, another person asked me as well if that one video I did, the Kirby Canon video, was going to be like Wooly Versus, was an April Fool's joke. Yes, it was. It was just a really badly timed one. I was planning on making that one like months in advance. So I made the script and everything, had everyone commission me stuff, and or I commissioned them to make me stuff. And then about 2 weeks before April comes around, that video is released, and I'm just like, I really don't want to add fuel to the fire, but we're already so far down the road already. And then it's just. So I made the video about a week before the April Fool's video or whatever, and well, it that ended up getting a lot more attention. I'm like, this is getting a lot of attention, a lot of praise from people. It's gonna be the other one's gonna seem badly timed because when I was planning this, the only other real Kirby lore person who was talking about Kirby lore was Wooly Versus. I mean, now we have RPG Monger making that one video, and well, I guess Game Theory is not making that anymore, but you get the point. Another question people ask as well. I'm just answering all the common questions first before I go into the other ones. People were asking, what's the difference between a normal canon video and a DX video? Uh, well, for one, a normal canon video is just the first time I talk about a character specifically. A DX video is when I take that old video I made and refresh it. I used to do 2.0 videos where I talk about all the new stuff that we learned and how I was wrong in previous videos. But at that point, it made no sense as I noticed a lot of people were just ignoring the 2.0 videos. So I didn't want people to have to watch two videos to get the point of something. So that's why I started doing DX videos instead. You're not going to see another 2.0 video. So there's a thing there. Who's my favorite Kirby character? A lot of you asked me that. Used to be Ribbon, and I still love Ribbon quite a lot. I really want to see more of her, or the fairies in general, from Ripple Star. But regardless, maybe, aside from her, maybe Gooey and Taranza. I really like Taranza's story. I really do. It's very, very touching, and kind of depressing at the same time. And Gooey's just Gooey. I mean, how can you hate Gooey? It's just every time you see him with his goofy smile, it just makes you smile. It's just win-win all around. If I could have any character slash Kirby character in Smash, who would they be? You probably are expecting me to see Bandana D. I personally think we don't need another generic spirit. No, don't, hold on. I shouldn't say that. I don't think we need another spear user. I mean, there are so many other characters from the Kirby franchise who could do a lot better than just someone with a spear. I'm not saying Banana D is a bad character, and yes, he's a very popular character, and he was even featured in Return to Dreamland. But when you compare him with people like Suzy, Marx, Magalore, Taranza, all these other characters have so many more abilities you could do stuff with. Bandana D is just kinda eh. Aside from Kirby characters, I've always wanted to see Crystal from Star Fox because I thought that Adventure Star Fox would be a good idea. Kind of like to have Toon Link, Wind Waker Link. Well, Wind Waker Link is Toon Link. I'm thinking of Young Link. Whatever. There's so many links and different timelines and things. Whatever. But I always liked the staff idea, so I figured if they made Crystal with the staff, they're kind of neat. However, she seems to be an unpopular choice, and some people trash people who talk about Crystal. So, whatever. What am I looking for in the next main series title? Really just anything different. If it's 3D, great. If it's something new and refreshed in 2D, so be it. I mean, Kirby 64 and Superstar were completely different. Adventure and Superstar are completely different. I just want to see a different game, which is what I was saying in my video before. Some people saw my video where I said Kirby is not Game of the Year material, and immediately thought I was just saying Kirby needs to be a 3D game. That's not what I was trying to imply. I was just saying whatever Kirby decides to do, just do something different. I don't care what it is. However, I would like to see a lot of orchestrated music. However, I'm not sure, as I said before, I'm not sure Hal has the budget for that. We'll see. Who do I believe to be the most powerful Kirby villain? Well, besides Void Termina, I mean, Void Termina's Void Termina. But aside from that, probably Stardream. Stardream required not only Kirby to defeat it, he needed to fuse the Halberd, and still took forever to destroy this thing. That thing was powerful, and having the power to grant wishes and stuff, well, that's the Axis arc, not Stardream. Technically, some people view them as one and the same, but they differentiate them constantly. I'm going to a whole different thing there. But let's just say Stardream. Let's just leave it at that. Who do I think is the most hardest Kirby boss? Well, I would probably still say Darkmind. Without abilities, Darkmind Form 1 is still the most formidable foe I faced, aside from maybe Computer Virus. But Computer Virus, you could still have. When I originally did my arena run of what was it? Computer Virus, I never used the abilities to disregard them and spin them back out. I've always just tried to inhale the abilities from the boss itself. Probably would have been a lot easier if I just used the abilities and kind of withheld them. But regardless, when it comes to Darkmind Form 1, he has almost no tell with any of his attacks, and he just attacks so quickly. And not only in the arena or boss endurance, you have to fight Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, and Dark Meta Knight with the same health bar. And that means you could take 10 hits. And that's a lot harder than it seems with that game. I must have practiced that boss in about 50 something times in different environments to try and get any type of reads on its attacks, and I still could not do it. It is probably the hardest boss without abilities, period. And yes, that includes Void. Void, honestly, once you learn him, is pretty simple. I mean, he looks flashy, and don't get me wrong, he does a lot of damage, but I think there are other parallel bosses that were far worse than Void. Void had attacks that were easy to memorize, and they had very simple patterns to go into, and none of the attacks really homed in on you. So Void was quite simplistic in comparison to, say, Parallel Kracko, Parallel DDD, pretty much Parallel Wispy. All the parallel bosses, or even the generals altogether, completely crushed any type of difficulty that Void had. Well, the 2D section, when it comes to the Titan version, like the 3D realm thing, you just don't have enough practice on that stage to really get good at it. So it's not that a matter of that that the boss is hard. It's just that you have no way to practice it, so it just seems hard. But anyway, I've talked enough about that. People asked me this before, but I'll answer it again because there's a new crowd here. Have you thought about making another what is canon video that does not involve the Kirby series? Yes, I was thinking about Metroid, but you have to understand as well, with Kirby games, I have Let's Plays of almost every Kirby game that exists, so I have all the footage I need in those games. When it comes to a new franchise like Metroid, Mario, well, Mario doesn't have any canon, well, retconned constantly. Anyway, put the different rant aside, when it comes to Metroid, I would still need the footage for those games. So far, the only real Let's Play I have on my channel of a Metroid game is Metroid Fusion. I did a blind run of Samus Returns, but that's it. So that's the thing. It's like I could be like some other channels who steal videos and use them as their own and their stuff, but I don't like doing that. I like crediting people. I like taking footage, either my own, or if I get footage from somebody else, I either ask them for permission or I give them credits after they give it to me and find the footage for me. I've always done that, so there lies the problem there. Maybe, since we're running out of Kirby games to play, I think my last one I need to play is Mass Attack. Maybe Tilt and Tumble, but that's a whole nother story there. Because once I Let's Play that, there are really no other Kirby games to Let's Play until new ones come out. So maybe we could just start doing more Metroid then. I don't know. Why is my avatar a squishy from Kirby's Dreamland? That was a whole meme for my Planet Robobot blind Let's Play. People were saying I took a lunch break for a couple hours while the stream was still running with absolutely nothing on screen, and people started arguing whether Squishy or Broom Hatter was the true final boss of the Kirby franchise and which one was better. And they had like different people, like people sided with either Squishy or Broom Hatter. They were like, there's like a whole thing there. So I decided to make an avatar. I'm like, all right, I'll have Squishy with the Broom Hatter hat. But yeah. But originally I just gave. I don't like. Yeah, that's. I'm not gonna go into more detail. That's pretty much it. So yes, memes. That's why. It just kind of looks cool. I like it overall. What is my favorite Kirby canon episode? Uh, Probably the combination of Void Termina and Highness. I would have originally said Haltman and Stardream, but since that video, I've gotten a lot better at explaining things. At least, maybe I think so. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I've gotten worse. I don't really get enough people to tell me that. Honestly, I do like criticism as long as it's constructive criticism, not just saying you suck or whatever people want to say. That doesn't help. If you think I'm bad at something, please tell me why. I'd love to hear it. Honestly, I would. I can't improve unless I don't know this. I mean, if you look at my old videos up to Galactonite, I said actually way too many times for an old person. And I didn't realize that until people started pointing it out. And I go back, I'm like, wow, that's terrible, actually. I probably said it like 100 times in this video. I don't even realize. It's something I need to work on there personally, but whatever. But yeah, I would say the Highness and Void Termina episodes. Uh, I let people say what do I think is my favorite DX episode, or what is my I think is the most underrated video. I like my Dark Matter DX episode the best overall. When I originally covered Dark Matter, I spent half the episode saying how we don't know anything about Dark Matter, and now we know a lot about Dark Matter. And I really like the way I explained it this time, but it also got the least amount of views of probably any of my Kirby Ken episodes, DX or not. So that was kind of disappointing, but that's not up to me. Still, I mean, it still got good attention, more than my other videos, so can't complain too much, I suppose. What was my first Kirby game? Kirby's Dreamland. I grew up playing Kirby, and I haven't missed a game, except for the Teleview games. Haven't played those. I even played the Japanese Star Stalker game for Super Nintendo. So that's cool. Uh, yeah, I should eventually I should probably play this at Teleview games, but those are I was looking into kind of how to set those up. Looks quite confusing. If someone could help me out with that, please let me know or give me a guide because otherwise I have no idea how to set those up. You need like an emulator for an emulator for I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. I don't usually play emulators or ROMs anyway, unless in extreme circumstances where I literally have no other option. But which so far I think happened once, and that was when I was playing Kirby Puzzle as a joke one time. That was a good 3 minute video for a laugh. Who's my favorite dream friend? Gooey. Once again, I just love Gooey. He just so much about him to love. I just love that little orb, just with his tongue out, being Gooey. He's just a good guy all around. Let's see. How much time has this video been so far? 16 minutes. Wow, I have so many questions left to go. I guess I'll answer a couple more for this video, I suppose. Let's see. Christopher Moon says, when am I going to listen to 1-2 Oatmeal for the first time live on stream? I don't know. And someone pays me $20 as what is it? One of those super chats? Yeah, sure. Just pay me money. I'll do it. But otherwise, I don't want to get that earworm stuck in my head for probably ever. And yeah, it's one of those things I don't really want to listen to because I know it's going to be stuck in my head and I won't be able to ever remove it. And I hate stuff like that. And that's another thing too. When it comes to final boss soundtracks, they're amazing. They're great. Whenever I hear a great video game song, I listen to it over and over, and then eventually I listen to it so much it gets stuck in my head, and then I hum it in my head constantly, and then I get sick of it. That happens almost every video game. So a song that's kind of like stupid catchy probably would be the same deal there. Uh, Favorite non-final Kirby boss? Probably Galactonite, unless you count that as a final boss, in which case I would say, Metal General. Metal General's pretty awesome, especially when combined with HRD3. Very nice boss. Very, very cool. There are actually a lot of really cool bosses that aren't final bosses in the Kirby series. In fact, I'm probably forgetting on the top of my head several of them. But whatever. Let's see. That was from Temporal Leafeon, by the way. Let's see. That guy says, what would you say is your favorite Kirby game and the best Kirby game when it comes to lore? Favorite Kirby game is still Superstar Ultra. I just love the variety, the gameplay, how much it changed up, the mechanics and everything. I just don't like how much attention Sakurai gives it in opposed to literally every other Kirby game. But that, once again, another rant topic entirely. Best Kirby game when it comes to lore? I would still probably say Planet Robobot. Star Allies had a lot of lore after the DLC. Before the DLC, there was almost no lore to speak of. I was hard pressed to find any information about anything. Everything was skeptical or theoretical. There was nothing set in stone, and you could tell I was even struggling with my old videos of Highness. I pretty much just reiterated the story, the entire thing. There was nothing exciting about it whatsoever. But it was afterwards where it's like, hey, look, there's a lot. Also, another problem with Star Allies is how they implemented the news updates. Before, they had Miiverse, which alone by itself is annoying, but then you have the Star Allies channel, which takes that and makes it 1,000 times worse. Not only are these articles exclusive to that small little thing and away from the game, those stories remove themselves over time. Why they do that, I have no idea. Is there not enough server space to show those, I don't know, 5 kilobytes or 5 megabytes of info on each of those pages? I'm pretty sure you have to have better server storage than that. I just don't understand why it just removes it over time. But, yeah. So once again, Planet Robobot. I would probably just going to cover it off there, just end it off, and I'll probably have the stream next and then answer some more of these big questions, or maybe I'll have another video. Haven't quite decided yet. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.